record, everybody. This is the show where we talk about an album that either we like or that you recommended or that somebody said you have to do this now because I'm really mad you haven't done my pick yet. And then we talk about it and we discuss all the songs on it and we listen to it and we listen to it again and again and then 100 billion more times, like
and then again.
House with a mouse. And then sometimes we go, we've listened too much, but mostly new things happen. All right, today's album of the day, today is going to be The Smiths. This is Bill's choice. Not my choice, not Enzo's choice. This one is Bill's choice.
Okay, so as Nikki said, we're doing The Smiths, Meat is Murder, and we're gonna go song by song. And just to mention, we've also included the single that was released beforehand on an EP, How Soon Is Now, because in the American version, it is on the album. It is the sixth song on the album, and it's a great song, so let's add that song in for sure. Yay! So the first song we're gonna talk about is the Headmaster Ritual. So what do you guys think?
I found the song Headmaster Ritual. Actually, I'd never heard the song before. And I found it to be, but knowing who the Smiths were, I found it to be rather a straight up, for me, just a straight up rock song. Just like a normal through line, so to speak, like nothing unusual or quirky about it. The thing that I liked most about that song was the bass line. And I guess that's sort of the thing about the Smiths in general. But for me, that song especially had a great bass line.
Yeah, I thought the song was amazing. I thought it was a really good album starter. It kind of had a groovy guitar to it, almost like a 70s kind of psychedelic guitar happening in there. And of course, the crazy, depressing lyrics of getting beaten by teachers at school. Let's have fun, Morrissey. But it to me, that feels like the band coming together, almost like a full entity. You can hear everyone playing, and they're all playing at their peak on this song to me. And it kind of, it's one of those songs too that sort of rambles on a little bit at the end, right? Like Morrissey's got the little groovy mantra, humming, singing all the way to the end, and it kind of works. It's a great song.
I thought this song was kind of chippy, a little bit catchy, kind of bouncy.
Right.
Did you like it?
No.
Okay. Okay, so let's get on to song number 2, and it's Rush Home Ruffians. Cool. So, this is one of my favorite Smith songs of all time. I'd heard it before. I knew it was even on this album, just part of a compilation. So I have a couple of those. I love this song. Because I like carnival kind of fun fair songs, and it's got all the elements of that. It's got the violence, it's got the carnies, it's got the love and the, and I like that he leaves the fair at the end, still believing in love, even though he walks home alone, right? To me, it reminded me almost like an Elvis-y kind of thing. That's what it felt like to me, like a Stray Cats Elvis kind of thing.
So I found this song a little bit too repetitive for me. I didn't love it. I liked the guitar. I thought it had really cool guitar actually in the song. And I do like the lyrics of Morrissey, even though they're dark and kind of sometimes so barren. They feel so barren. But I can see how you love or hate him.
Yes.
He really changed social norms, I think, Morrissey, with his music for sure. But
our next song we're going to do is I Want the One I Can't Have, and it's driving me mad. So let's hear what you think about that. So this song, I remember hearing little bits of it before, and the chorus is very catchy, like very pop song catchy, and then the lyrics are not, which is typical of him. But to me, it sounds like this song was not one of my favorites after I got to know it really well. It sounded like a mishmash of other things thrown together, and the music sounded really muddled to me.
Okay, I Want the One I Can't Have, for me, was the worst song on the album.
Oh, don't get to that yet.
Yeah, I didn't love it, and I first kind of didn't mind it, but then I listened again, and then I started to hate it, and then I just thought, why does he just keep whining?
That's what he does.
That's
The
what the
whiner,
Smiths
man.
do.
That was so whiny. I hated it. And I did like some of the riffs, some of the singing riffs he had on it.
Yeah. Okay, so the next song up is What She Said. Let's hear what your thoughts are on that. I've always loved this song. This is one of my favorite Smith songs as well. Yeah, the guitar is furious in there, and the drums are like nonstop. Like it's a wild song. I like the topic is very dark and depressing. It sounds like someone's just so lonely and has nothing going on. But then there's sort of hope at the end, right? Like something good finally happens to make her feel alive. So, but yeah, I've always thought this was a cool song, but a little depressing as well.
Okay, What She Said for me is the song that saved the album from just going down the toilet. So I really liked it, and it's really because of the drums. And I was like, who is this Mike Joyce drum guy? And I got me so excited. I loved it, and I was like, it's so crazy and
Yeah.
wild, and it got me excited, and I loved listening to it. And I felt like it was super hardcore.
That's the only song I really, really noticed the drums on, like a lot.
I loved the drums. And then I was like, okay, you like the drum guy, listen for drums. So that's what I started doing.
Okay. Let's move on to song number 5, which is actually the second single from the album, which kind of surprised me. The Joke Isn't Funny Anymore.
I'll start off by saying that, I think this was one of the saddest or the sadder sounding songs. Like his voice is exceptionally sad and morose in this particular track. I love the build-up of the song, achieving a crescendo. I thought was really beautiful. I really like the fake ending, 2/3 through the song. And then it goes back to the hooky part, it goes to the hook. And to me, when you like a song and there's an excellent hook, I could listen to it, just the hook, for like an hour, just the hook, nothing but for songs with great hooks. So I found this to be one of the better songs on the album.
That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore is one of my favorite songs.
There you go.
Yeah, and I liked it. I don't know if I started liking it because I liked the one before it, and then I was like, okay, I like some of this stuff. But maybe, he's so like against the social norms. He's so, I don't know, I really like Too Close to Home, Too Near the Bone. I like the lyrics in this song. I did like it. I thought it was really haunting, is a good word for it. Haunting.
Let's get on to the first single, the pre-album single, How Soon Is Now. Let's hear what your thoughts are on this classic 80s tune.
I love this song. It reminds me, and see, this is like a song with tremolo, which reminds me like of a band, like the Cars, Living in Tremolo, right? You didn't hear a lot of tremolo, but this song has, for me, quite a bit of it. Love that lyric. I am the sun, I'm the air. See, I didn't really know that it was sun, as in, I thought it was the sun, literally the sun, and the air, the breathing. Like what a juxtaposition of meaning, crazy, awesome, so cool. I'm like, oh my goodness, I've missed the intention of this lyric. Tons of atmosphere, just awesome, and it's like, this to me is like a wall of sound, just from beginning to end, nothing but just music, just sound, but cool sound. To me, it's quintessential Smiths.
I think now this is a great song. Way back when, it was overplayed a lot to me, especially when we went to Gord's place. You remember that, Nikki, in St. Catharines?
I was just thinking we probably danced to this.
We danced to this song for sure. But it was overplayed a lot, and I think that's why I didn't get into the Smiths right away, because it was so long and it was kind of depressing and sad, but still dancey. To me, this is one of the great songs of the 80s, and there's probably 5 I would include in that. But this song is still a classic. Still, it sounds kind of dateless to me still.
I love this song, actually. This is for sure, I love it. And I feel like the same way as you were talking, Enzo, it's the guitar, which was that tremolo with a bend, which is like so cool. Like he was the first one to do it. It's so different. Like nobody did that. I think he changed I think Johnny Marr just changed the face of music with his guitar playing. And like now people use a whammy bar, but like you didn't do it then. You used that bending of the strings. Anyway, it's kind of cool. I loved everything that he did, and I'm human and I need to be loved. I like the lyrics, and I liked Morrissey's whistle in this song.
Hello. Let's get on to song number 7, which is Nowhere Fast.
All right. I'll start off with Nowhere Fast by saying it's a fast song. It's catchy and short, which I liked. And it was, to me, this is where this had the rockabilly sound, actually more like skiffle, because it was more like British skiffle, and it was very Johnny Cash-like, and I could hear a train sound. The train sound, and that reminds me totally of Johnny Cash, whom I love. So yeah, I like this song quite a bit. Like I said, very catchy. It's a short song, which is fine, but real catchy.
Yeah, I love the atmosphere in this song. You hear the trains. To me, the guitar, and I know Johnny Marr was influenced by John McGeoch from Susie and the Banshees, because he talks about that, but this is very Susie-esque to me because it's very atmospheric with the guitar. It sounds like a train, but it doesn't quite sound like a train. But this song, and it's kind of funny too, this song. He's got funny lyrics. I want to drop my trousers to the Queen, right? Like it's kind of the sillier Morrissey song on the album, maybe. It's still dark and depressing, but I just like it. This is one of my favorites just because I can really feel the atmosphere with the music as well. Okay, so let's get on to song number 8, which is I Wonder.
Actually, I thought this was one of the better vocal arrangements on the album. It's not top 5, but it's a good song.
This again is one of my favorite Smith songs of all time. Heard it on a compilation before. I love this song. I love the atmosphere with the music and the 12-string guitar, his, the echo on his vocals, the sad, haunting lyrics. But this song is like heartbreaking, sad, melancholy, walking in the rain, dreaming of someone, hoping they know who you are. It's a great song. I love this song.
I wrote down that I thought it was very morbid and almost rockabilly is what I felt about this song. And I think people say he sings from the brain, Morrissey. And so sometimes I think that as I'm listening to a song like this, really sounds like he's singing from here, not from here.
That's very thought-provoking.
I know again too.
Did I provoke your thoughts?
Yes.
That's one of
because
those
that's
songs
counterintuitive. Because it's all emotion and emo and darkness, which usually is from a breaking heart. But you know what? The lyrics, in general, with the Smiths are very smart. So I can see what you're saying, that it comes from the brain.
Let's get on to song number 9. Barbarianism Begins at Home.
Great song. I like the progression. I found it to be very funky.
Yeah.
A real funky song. Great bass line. Again, I guess bass is just outstanding throughout this album, right? Very pop, like it's a poppy tune about, I guess, child abuse, right? Like it's about abuse, but they somehow made it poppy and funky, which reminds me of something like Stevie Wonder took dark themes and made them danceable and funky. And if you really listen to the lyrics, like, oh, poverty and homelessness, oh my goodness, but it's a great song. Anyway, I love the guitar strumming at the end, very cool. The way it cuts out to the bass and then ends with the drums, right? Again, the rhythm section with the Smiths is, when you think of Smiths, I don't think of the rhythm section. I think of Morrissey's voice and the interesting guitar, but yeah, the drums and bass are awesome on this song.
This song, I love that it's kind of it's the 3rd single off the album, which is weird, and the lyrics are really dark, but it's a fun kind of funky song. At the end of the song too, it's gets very mesmerizing with the little bass and Morrissey doing this sort of echoey humming through the whole thing. It's really cool the way it kind of trails on. It becomes sort of almost like a chant at the end with him, and then turns into that little disco party. That's why I thought you would love it, Enzo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I do.
Let's get on to our last song, which is Meat is Murder, the closing song and the title song off this album.
Um, Going back to what you said earlier, Bill, about the sound effects, tons of sound effects, which kind of overpower the song for me. Uh,
Too much.
yeah, yeah. Especially like the saws at the end were kind of interesting, pretty cool, right? I
No,
mean, it's
brutal.
morbid, but it was really cool. And the crazy cow sound effects, like just sound effects coming out of their ears. The
Yeah.
thing about this song, though, it is a little obvious,
Yes.
a little preachy, a little obvious.
Yeah, this is a hard song for me to listen to. It took a lot to listen to, especially with headphones on because of the animals screaming in the beginning and at the end. And yeah, it is a bit too obvious. It's got a cool atmosphere to it, but it is kind of crazy, preachy, just laid out for you. But the other ones kind of are too. But I do like the atmosphere they create in this song. And I do appreciate that Morrissey kind of was the first artist to sort of bring that not necessarily into the pop mainstream, but certainly into the alternative indie 80s alternative mainstream, that whole topic. And there was other bands that did it too at that time, but he was really the first one to go, I'm going to be militant about this. The whole album's about this. So here you go. Right?
Okay, I like the song. I mean, I became a vegetarian when I was 23. I'm 58. So I like the idea of this song, even though, it might be hardcore. I loved the cow moves. I thought that was like really cool. I actually wrote down like at the top of the song, cool. This is
It really
a cool
is.
song. Who writes a song like this? Nobody ever talks about it. I love it. And I like the meat in your mouth as you savor the flavor of murder. Like,
Yeah.
who hears when animals cry? I love this song. I love that he wrote it. I love that it was popular. I think it's so. No one ever writes a song like this. So.
Yeah. I mean, I've always thought it was too much, that song, even when I was a hardcore militant vegan. And I hate hearing animals in pain. I just don't want to hear it ever.
So, here's my question at the end of all the songs. What did you guys think of this album? And has it changed what you think about the Smiths?
So I really like the Smiths. I'm glad we got to do this. That was exciting for me. Thank you guys. I've never really, again, sat down. I've known Smiths. I probably know 90% of Smiths material, not inside and out, but I know most of it. And this was interesting for me to get to know this album. So I like them even more now. But as the Smiths, I think his guitar playing is incredible. Good bass drum player, great dark lyrics from Morrissey. And I love when pop songs can be about something other than romance.
My thoughts about the Smiths in general, respect has grown after listening to this album. They're really just a straight up excellent band, and they convey all the things about music of that era, which I love. There's songs in here straight up rock and roll, or at least portions of songs straight up rock and roll. It's new wave, and it's got punk. Awesome. Like it's got everything. It's like encyclopedic, I think, in terms of catching that era and just the whole era of the 80s.
For me, I didn't really ever listen to the Smiths. I knew the popular songs, but for me, listening to this album was really interesting. Like I think it's interesting who they all are, and it's sort of like an anthem against societal norms.
It really is. It really is. There wasn't anything like that, I don't think, back then.
I don't think so either. And so it's totally different, and it's depressing and barbaric and, scuffy. It's kind of scuffy.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised they're from Manchester. Like music just comes from there. And it came from sort of this dirty, working class, dark, deep, just painful place, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this incredible music that changed everything. So I was really glad I listened to it, actually.
Oh, good. So, guys, now that we've listened to this album like crazy, we've been through it, I really want to hear what your favorite 2 songs are and what your least favorite song on Meat is Murder are.
Murder.
My two favorite songs were How Soon Is Now and Barbarism Begins at Home. I think the worst song on the album is Meat is Murder.
Cool. I will say my two favorite songs are I Wonder. I love that song. Always love that song. And Rush Home Ruffians. And my least favorite song is I Want the One I Can't Have. Although Meat is Murder is a close second. But I Want the One I Can't Have. I just think that's a real throwaway B-side kind of sound to it. Not much to that song.
My two favorite songs on the album, although I do really like How Soon Is Now, but my two favorite songs are What She Said, because I freaking love the drums and that's what changed things for me. And That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore. And
Okay.
the song I hated was I Want the One I Can't Have, which was like a wine festival. So that was, and not the good kind that you drink.
That's interesting. We all had very different ones there. I love to hear that. That's cool. Okay, so let's get on to what you would rate this album. And we'll start with Enzo.
I would, out of 10, I would give it an 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it, and understand too that even my favorite albums in the world, I would only give a 9 to, because there's always something I would find. I would give this one an 8.5. So I really like it a lot. I've really grown to love the Smiths again, and I've been listening to them like crazy. So yeah, this is an awesome album.
I would give it a 7 steak patties. I thought it was pretty good, and I didn't love everything, but it was really interesting, and I loved the whole learning about the Smiths and everything they're about.
Cool.
Yeah, great pick. Excellent choice.
Okay, guys, don't forget to like me or subscribe to me. No, just joking. Why don't you like this Off the Record podcast or subscribe to it at the bottom? I think it's probably at the bottom. Unless you've done something weird to your screen, then it's not at the bottom anymore. Anyway, that would help us, and maybe we would do some cool things that you suggested.